Learn to fight. Yo, John Fitch here, and I got a doozy for you. In this episode of Learn to Fight, we talk about situational awareness a lot. We talk about space management. We talk about proper hand position, simple things that you need to be aware of and practicing all the time. You need to be looking at people around you, looking at their eyes, looking at their hands, trying to figure out what's going on, and never, ever, ever, ever let somebody get too close. You should never let somebody get too close. Bad things happen when people get too close. So we're going to take a peek at a little video here where one guy is letting another guy way too close to him. He's standing there with his hands in his jacket. This guy's talking to him and hits him out of nowhere. And this is one of those things, it's like you can't really prepare for it because it is a surprise attack. But if you don't know that person, if you don't have any familiarity with that person, there's no reason to let them that close to you. You don't need to let them get that close to you. Keep them on the outside. Keep them arm's length and a step away from you. And if they break that and they press that, you need to have your hands up and maybe even put contact on them at that point. If they keep moving towards you, try to move away. But if they keep moving towards you, you may need to force clinch. But we'll look at this video here and you'll see why we just don't let people get too close. All right, here we go. He's standing there, hands in the pockets. We'll see this a number of times. Guy's got his hands in his pockets. The other guy even kind of looked and checked to see, to make sure he wasn't grabbing anything or didn't have anything. He's just, oh no, he's just standing here with his hands in his pockets. And then he jumps, hits him. It's fast. It's ugly. The guy's out. You can't hope things go away or the threats go away. If you're looking off and away at the distance, you put your hands in your pocket, you pretend not to pay attention to it. You're better off moving away. If you're that worried about it that you have to put your hands in your pockets and pretend nothing's going on, you should already be moving, already be walking out, go into the store, go somewhere, or get ready. They don't look like they're standing in a friendly neighborhood. Why would you trust anybody coming up to you and standing that close? Just no thanks. Hands up, be ready, be prepared. Don't let this happen to you. Don't get caught sleeping. One more. Boom. And he's done. So you guys can see that there's obvious danger in letting somebody get too close to you. All right? We don't want that to happen. We don't want somebody that close in our face. That wasn't even good technique. He was just in a good angle. He had good chance to wind up, hit him hard, put the guy out. Don't let people get too close. It's dangerous. I'm going to share also with you guys a little video. It's a little old video that I found of Jorge Masvidal talking to Dan Hardy. They're talking about some street stuff, and I think it's a good little video for you guys to listen to. So in this video, you'll get to see Jorge talking about guys getting too close in the street. He's from South Florida, from Miami. He's seen some rough stuff. If maybe I don't have that edge and I haven't been around the stuff for you to take me seriously, but take it from somebody who came up kind of in the rougher environment on the streets. See what he has to say about it.
If you come and this is the line of I feel safe and you can fucking do your thing from over there, don't violate that line, because I don't know if you have a gun on your knife. And man, I didn't grow up in always the best place, so a lot of people had things on them. I'm not gonna be waking up in a hospital with a stab wound. Oh, so and so stabbed me. So once somebody would cross that line, whoop.
So he's talking here about preemptive striking. And that's a part of situational awareness, is understanding where you're at and what the threats are. If you're at the grocery store and somebody violates that range where you're safe, you don't punch that guy. That's probably not the situation that he's talking about, where you gotta escalate things. So, hey man, I'm looking at oranges over here and this guy's in my grill. I gotta end him. No. But if you're in a bad neighborhood where bad stuff happens, then you better be ready to punch and flee. It's kind of on the lines of what the Tate brothers were talking about, why they think boxing was better, because sometimes you got to hit a guy and run away. I agree with that part of it, but I don't necessarily agree with them talking about boxing being the best thing for that. If you have a straight 1-2, you're pretty good. You don't have to learn the whole sport to be competent with hitting somebody once or twice and then getting away. Let's get back to this guy's conversation here.
I'm not gonna ask you questions,
Yeah.
So I give people respect. Like if I bump into somebody, hey, I'm sorry about that. If I step on somebody's shoe, hey, I'm sorry about that. And I just fucking try to move away. Now here and there, sometimes you bump into somebody and maybe some juice hit or something, or take it over the top and try to like punk you out. I don't like that stuff, because it's not the disrespect, it's that I don't know what he has on,
He's talking here again. De-escalation. Sorry, apologizing. Sorry about your shoes. Sorry about bumping you, whatever. He's showing respect, de-escalating, making sure that energy level isn't picked up, because he doesn't want trouble. Fighters don't actually want to go out and experience fights and chaos and violence out there. Bad things happen. And he is speaking specifically about, hey man, in certain situations, I don't know what you have. I don't know if you're gonna kill me, so I gotta act first.
I don't know if he has brass knuckles on him.
Yeah.
Game over.
Knives
so.
when I was in my team,
Yeah.
everyone had knives, so it
Yeah.
was the same thing. My coach always used to say it's better to be tried by 12 than carried by 6. And that's stuck in my brain forever, and I've never forgotten it. The amount of times I had 2 guys come up to me once trying to get my phone off me, and as soon as I saw him put his hand in his pocket, I wasn't even waiting. It was like reaction, yeah.
What are you gonna wait for?
Yeah.
The fucking 38 to come out and you have a hole in your chest? Not cool, man. I know a lot of people here that have come down, friends of mine that have come down to Miami to visit and gotten mugged, people that gotten shot, scars on the face. I'm not gonna be the guy with that shit, So I don't in the street. I don't call it a sucker punch. It's just survival.
In the street, I don't call it a sucker punch. I call it survival. Well, that's situational awareness playing out, knowing where you're at, what the threats are, and he's there to hit the guy to run away. He's there to hit the guy to leave. They're there to make sure that these guys aren't there to do worse than disrespect them. They could have guns, they could have knives, they could have brass knuckles. You cannot let somebody within striking distance. You can't. Get your hands up, proper hand position. Always be aware of who's around you. Pay attention to body language. The eyes are the windows, man. You can see so much with what was going on with a person's eyes. Where their eyes are looking. Are they erratic? How's their breathing? Are they clenching their fist? Taking clothes off? What are they doing? They're fidgeting around their body, looking for something. Maybe they're looking for the weapon. Be aware of these things. Don't let people get too close. That was a nice little conversation between those two guys talking about situational awareness and space management. That's really what that comes down to, is space management. Don't let people who could potentially be threats get too close. Depending on the environment is what's going to fuel the reaction, that response, the level of response from you. If you're in a bad neighborhood and bad things happen often, people get robbed, people get stabbed, people get shot often, you're going to have to be on a much higher alert, and you're going to have a much higher level of response. There is going to be some response of violence in that. If you're at a football or basketball game, baseball game, and people are getting drunk in the audience and they're in the stands and they start arguing and getting into fights, that's a different threat level. That is. You're much less likely to get stabbed or shot at a baseball game than you are in the street in a bad neighborhood. So you have to be willing and able to adjust for those circumstances. So a couple little videos for you. I hope you learned something from it. Some wisdom from some straight thugs, right? Get yourself into the gym. You need to be physically fit. You need to eat good foods. You need to train martial arts regularly. Find some stuff that you can spar. I'm working on my practical self-defense course. That'll be up and ready for you guys soon. I've got the intro to practical self-defense. It's free already. Follow the links in the description. Follow the link tree. You'll find it in there on my Gumroad. Get to work, guys. Let's go. Get to work. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll check you guys later.